of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Also, thank you for allowing us to reschedule this meeting. Motion to approve the minutes of the April 14th board meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Support.
It's been moved, supported that the April 14th board meeting be approved. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? Carried. We also need to approve the minutes of the April 23rd special meeting.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of the April 23rd meeting.
I'll support that.
It's been moved, supported that the April 23rd, 2015 special board meeting be approved and placed on file. All in favor? Aye. None opposed? We also have to approve the minutes of the May 7th, 2015 Manistee Township Board special meeting.
And I'll make a motion to approve those minutes as well.
Support.
It's been moved, supported that we accept the May 7th, 2015 Manistee Township Board special meeting. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed? You received a copy of your treasurer's report. Any concerns?
We're top heavy on expenditures this month, but I'll make a motion to approve the treasurer's report as presented, placed on file.
I'll support it.
It's been moved, supported that the treasurer's report be accepted as presented, placed on file. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. And none opposed. The Manistee Township Planning Commission met April 16th and May 7th. Any comments? Are there minutes of those meetings?
I don't have them yet.
They've been approved. I'll talk to the
But
secretary.
not forwarded?
Not forwarded.
Okay. There was no appeal meeting.
Correct.
You received some correspondence in your packet. Most of it is general information from vendors, Conservation District, Charter Communications. Nothing pertinent to anything that's happening in the township at this time. Any comments on any of the correspondence that you received?
Only one comment.
Oh, a change of date?
Right, on the flyer from the Manistee Conservation Service, Manistee Conservation District, the household hazardous waste event,
Sorry.
according to the brochure, is on Sunday, August 16th. It is really Saturday, August 15th, from 9 to 2. They are issuing a corrected brochure.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? Okay. Anyone with anything to bring before the board at this time? Yes, ma'am?
Hi, my name is Sarah Tucker and I live down in the Bar Lake area. I am president of the newly formed Bar Lake Association, which is a nonprofit. We have filed and do have nonprofit status with the state. I'm here primarily for myself right now, but I know that there's other people in the area that are concerned regarding the way that sand is being handled down at the Bar Lake Park area that the township has. I understand that the road commission, has to keep the roadway open there and free of sand, but it seems like an enormous amount of sand is being deposited on the east side of the roadway, which is going into our lake and affecting our lake levels beyond some of the other issues we have. So I'm concerned about it from that standpoint. I'm also concerned about it as a resident in the area. I bike along there, I walk along there, and the sand is accumulating to such a point that it's making it very dangerous from a safety standpoint. There is sand always over the roadway there in the biking lane because there's such a high bank now that's being created. It's also causing a hazard for walkers. I myself will not walk along the east side of that roadway because there is no shoulder to walk on anymore. The roadway has eroded away to such an extent that you have to walk in the sand and you'll be blind, cars coming around that bend. It's creating a very dangerous situation. So I would like to ask that something be done about the way that sand is being deposited on the east side of the roadway. Not only for the lake's good, but also from a safety standpoint. I think it's an accident waiting to happen in the area. The way cars are parked down there in the summer and they're backing out, and just the whole area is becoming more and more dangerous, and I think that way the sand's being handled is absolutely positively contributing to that. So I would like to bring that to this board's attention. I don't know if this is the proper group to handle that, or if it's the road commission or what.
The road commission is gonna tell you that they push the sand on the west side, they push the sand to the lake, not in the water. They're not allowed to push it in the water, but they are allowed to push it to the lake to cover the riprap that's protecting the road. That's what they'll tell you. And they'll also tell you that that's their right of way, that they're.
Well, the lake isn't their right of way though.
No, ma'am. Will you listen to me?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And we've addressed that, or we've talked about that subject on the east side several times. One group wants it out, one group wants it bigger. We've talked to the DNR about it.
Right.
And the DNR, it's critical dunes, several different excuses.
Yeah.
I agree with you wholeheartedly that it's a dangerous bottleneck in the road.
Yeah. And
people with the signage and things that we put up there, they will not slow down.
Right.
We can certainly ask more questions and try and pursue it further, but I'll let you know ahead of time that we've asked these questions. I personally was involved with that project.
Yeah.
And we pursued that different times and I've been told no, but we'll ask again.
Is there a recourse for citizens to address those other agencies and talk about this?
What I can do is I can accumulate contacts that we would make.
Okay.
And then pass them along if so desired.
Okay, that would be helpful.
Sure.
Because I feel like it's just getting to be an unworkable situation. I walked the whole perimeter of the lake down in that area. If you look at the vegetation, I mean, there's trees that are buried now, and I realize that there is some right-of-way that the road commission has, but it is eroding into the lake, and we're having enough of an issue with our lake level to be, losing it with, more sand being deposited.
The last time this was addressed, Ms. Duggar, is we talked about taking some of that sand out of there, and there were members of your board that said, no, don't take that sand out of there, because then the outlet's going to fill in.
I don't think
Well,
DEQ.
our board didn't exist, our lake association didn't formally exist till just recently.
Yeah, I know, but it was since it formed,
Okay.
because the treasurer said to me about not taking that out of there.
Well, the treasurer,
Improvement board, please.
we're a different group.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're the Bar Lake Association, we're just homeowners. We're
Oh,
not
I'm
on the
sorry,
Bar Lake Improvement Board.
that's my misunderstanding.
Yeah, no, we're different. That's the legal entity, we're just homeowners in the area, so we're different folks.
All right, I'll certainly start making some calls, and things like that don't happen overnight. Please be
No.
patient, but we'll pursue it.
And if we can help, we'd be more than willing to help.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to make contacts or, get a list of people who are concerned, because, as you said, the speeding down there is just really bad right now.
Yeah.
Well, see, I don't believe that DEQ will allow you to haul it out of there.
I know, and
Okay? You can't push it back in the lake.
I know.
So then we, the road commission, could pile it on the other side of the road.
But really no room on the other side of the road right now. I mean, that pile's getting so big, there's no more room on the other side of the road either, so.
That's exactly where it's
We're at
at.
catch-22 at this point in time.
Yeah,
It's a
there's
problem
gotta be
have.
some resolution, because it's just getting out of control down there.
And
And the
Sarah, you're
shoulder-
with what group?
It's the Bar Lake Association.
Okay, it's not the improvement.
No.
Okay, well, be patient.
Okay, or I appreciate
Okay.
any help or any contacts that you could pass along that we can try to work and find a resolution for.
Okay,
Thank you.
yes, ma'am. Anyone else? Ken, if you've got someplace to go, you're on the agenda, but if you've got someplace to go, you can go now if you'd like.
Oh, sure, if I wouldn't mind, so.
Okay.
I'm Ken Babcock from Meyer. I'm the store director over here at the store here in town now. I just wanted to basically come down today to introduce myself and then to just publicly thank and appreciate this board for helping get the Meyer into town here. I know there was a lot of work behind that, and we just feel so fortunate to be in this town right now, from the initial hiring that we did here to even this last couple days at the store. We've had nothing but positive feedback from the town, and we've just enjoyed all our interactions. So I just wanted to go on record to say thank you to each and every one of you for the work you did to make this possible. We appreciate it.
Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
Yeah, thanks for
Thank
being here. Anyone else? All right, the county commissioner isn't here, zoning administrator's here.
Had a pretty slow month in, what was it, April? Only had one land use permit application, that was for demolition. No complaints. I got 3 land division applications on my desk, but that's about it.
Any questions for Guy? Thank you, sir. Chuck, you guys been busy over there?
Yeah, actually, I think we broke 40 activities for last month. So we had 6 fire-related activities, 26 medical, and we had 9 meeting station trainings and other activities for a total of 41 for April. I believe we had like 7 burn permits. That's all I had record of. Pretty dry month. Personnel hours were 339. I only had about 63. I was busy at work. The other officers had about 86. So that was like 498 hours, or excuse me, 88 hours. For the trucks, we're still doing driver's training on everything, also the ladder. Did some pump training that we're scheduling up, but mostly driver's training on that. Still need to take 131 in for some brake work during the DOT inspection. They did do some work to it, and it hasn't been dragging, but I still want to take it in and get them looked at. We had the brakes done on 135. The other trucks are on good working order. We still have 133 that Henrietta Slagle was interested in. Under the station, we had the station committee. They're just doing general cleaning, minor repairs, and organization of the station. A little bit bigger building, so it seems like there's always more going on over there. We've had a lot of training going on over there too, from officers training to firefighter 1 and 2 training stuff. So for equipment, we did get in a bunch of large diameter supply hose that came in earlier than we thought. So Diane got a hold of me, and some folks came in and unloaded that because it's pretty heavy stuff. And the rest of it came in. We still have some adapters and stuff like that that will be coming with that are on order. And then we still have a little bit of money left over for the revenue sharing on that, so we'll make another order here and complete that. And then we also applied for another $9,800 for some more smaller diameter hose, the revenue sharing work. Personnel, we don't have any new applicants at this time. We have 1 person that's interested. We still have to go through the interview process on that person. We did the mass casualty exercise. I'm not sure if Tom touched on that last month, because I wasn't here until later. That was the 28th of March. That included the airport, us, East Lake, City Fire, West Shore, North Lake, Filer, and Yakima, and the CERT team. And that went very well. We did more on the triage portion of it. Instead of just getting people off the plane, actually had more participation from West Shore this time. And North Lake actually flew down a helicopter and had to set up a landing zone for them. Aeromed was going to come, but they actually had a call that day, so they couldn't participate. And then just last Saturday, during the trash pickup, we had the annual aircraft simulator that was at the airport. So that was actually some hands-on training that we did there, which was pretty good. And in the future, we're trying to get those back together on the same schedule. So Barry was kind of limited at the airport on the scheduling of that, so he was kind of caught. He had to do the one before the other. So we're trying to get those lined up better. All the officers' classes are complete, which is nice because that was taking up a lot of my time. And I just found out today that we're going to host the propane training in August, so there'll be more on that. They used to come here every couple, 3 years, and they'd set up the propane tanks, and everybody from the surrounding area would come and participate in that training. It takes about 3 to 4 hours. Under administrative, Tom finally got the Knox box straightened out. So we actually have a Knox box key now for Myers, so that was all straightened out. But part of that is we can use that key as other people in the area want to use a Knox box. Say, for instance, someone that doesn't stay there all year long can have a box locked up, and there's only one key, and we can open it and get into their building as necessary. Looking at the burn permits, I was going to talk about this last month. It's still spring. It's starting to green up, and we did get some rain, but it'll probably dry back out again. We encourage the folks to look at the weather before they're doing burns. And Dan Leski and Dan Rebold have been handling that, and they've been doing a good job. And then they notify 911 Central Dispatch of where the burn is at. So if there is one, we don't get, if someone drives by and sees a fire, they're not going to call their neighbor or passerby. A lot of times people pass by and see smoke and they keep driving. So that helps us keep a order on it. So
Just 1 second, have you had any more trouble in the office here with
With burn
recalls?
permits?
With burn permits?
No, not recently.
Well, she was having some
Right.
difficulty earlier.
yeah,
You and I talked about it.
it's a lot of places they just direct people to the website. And if the website says they're giving out burn permits, it's basically a free-for-all. And they're supposed to get a number off online. But then what happens with that is then you don't know who's burning in your area. So then you might get a call from a neighbor or passerby and say, there's smoke, I smell the smell of smoke. So, and they tone us, we drive there for probably no reason at all and find out someone was burning something in the backyard that we would have known about. So plus, sometimes they might not be issuing burn permits, but I've talked to Steve Cameron up there at the DNR, and sometimes here the humidity's higher, or we might have got more rain down here because he's out of Traverse City, so we can issue them earlier than based on what we know from the fire behavior. So, and then sometimes we restrict them depending on what the winds are too that day and the humidity. So, add to or take away. And then also the folks from the risk management stopped by. I didn't get a chance to talk about that last time, but there was a couple things that we have to address, and we're working on those.
But all in all, you passed that pretty well.
Yeah, he was pretty satisfied from what I gathered. He said it'd take 3 to 4 weeks to get our report, and it was like a week and a half later, and it came in the mail. There was the things that we had talked about initially when he was sitting there that we had talked about stuff that was kind of off the wall.
Well, none of it's basic function of the fire department.
No, not basic function.
Or basic firefighting.
No, so one of the things was like a policy on someone drops off a newborn baby. You know, things like that you don't think about, but those are things you have to have in policy. So you know, society's changed. So right. Yeah. Well,
Well, I mean,
there's things you can and can't do, and those are things that we have to write down. So if something happens like that, then we have a process to do. So there's things like that. But other than that, it went pretty well, and then so we're working on that. He gave us some templates for those policies that we need. Other than that, if you do have a Facebook or notebook, we do have that Manistee Township Fire Department website, and that's been pretty good for issuing information on like burning weather or like the training that we just did or anything like that. So been pretty good for getting that information out to people. So we had over I think 1,400 hits on the airport training, so that was pretty interesting. Like when Gus retired, I think we had 1,600. So that was kind of cool.
Great.
That's all I got. Thanks.
Any questions? Thanks, Chuck, and again, thank the guys for what they do for us. The 26 medical runs, that's getting pretty close to one a day.
They had 2 today.
Did you?
That's what these guys did. I can hear on the radio where I'm working, I can hear on the radio, but I think Dan was just back at the station, and then you said he was filling out his report, and it went off, and I'm like, oh, is that this? He figures back to the same place, but it was somewhere down the road. So, fine. So,
All right, Chuck, thank you.
thanks.
Liquor inspections, the only difference we have, or news I have, is that the Insta Launch is back open again for the summer, as well as the Heathlands Golf Course. Other than that, everything is in good shape. Oaks Prison Quarterly Report. Does Jeff do that, or Clara does that?
Clara
Clara.
has.
But Jeff did it last month.
Well, we don't have one. Revenue Sharing Board meets June 1st rather than June 8th. That meeting has been changed 1 week. We have 26 applicants asking for $372,212, and we have $135,000 to distribute, so we'll do the best we can. Again, that meets on June 1st rather than June 8th. We had a pretty good turnout for the township election. Diane, would you like to give the report, please?
I can. In the township, we have 2,564 registered voters. Of those, we issued 363 absentee ballots for the last election, and we had 521 people come into the poll for a total of 868. Our absentee ballot was roughly 14% of our total voters. All in all, it was a pretty good turnout. Our hours worked just that day, from 6 o'clock in the morning until 10:30 by the election workers only, was 123 hours. And the hours of preparation by the clerk and the deputy and the office assistant were 151 for the last election. And just so we can get it right, we're going to get to do it all over again on Tuesday, August 4th. There is another election. So we're hoping we'll see all of you there.
Well, thank you. Just a note that this would be Diane and Karen's first, was it your first election on your own, along with Judy?
Mm-hmm.
And there were no glitches, everything ran like a Lord Elgin, I believe, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I think it went pretty smooth, all things considered.
Good job.
Great job.
Yes.
Thank you. Annual trash collection update. Would you like to give that report as well?
Oh, sure. We did that last week from 8:30 to 12:30 at the fire hall. We missed the firefighters though. We had 100 residents sign in to participate. We had 1.5 metal dumpsters and we had 7 trash dumpsters. So we put a lot of trash through there in that 4 hours. We did have a reminder from our waste hauler though, which is part of trash day, but not so much. And that was just to remind our residents that they are allowed 2 trash bags every week. The trash bags are supposed to be 30-gallon containers or bags, and they're supposed to weigh 30 pounds or less per bag. The other thing that they ask us to address is the grass and leaf dumpster that's provided by the township. It is truly for lawn clippings and leaves only. And we've had a problem recently with people putting trash in, garbage in, even carpets in. And that's not fair to the residents. We really need to keep it just grass and lawn clippings, if we could do that. I think that about says it all.
Well, we'll leave it, if we continue to have trouble with it, it'll disappear, and then people won't be very happy about that.
Right, and there's absolutely, that is the issue.
But to expand on it a little bit, there were 9 scouts from Troop 167, Boy Scouts that were here. Bobby Robles is the scoutmaster and Todd Carter is the assistant scoutmaster. Those kids worked pretty hard and they can eat a lot of pizza.
Yes, they did. They all had
But
pizza.
they volunteered
did
every
work.
year and they worked pretty hard. So I'll pick well. Thanks everybody for participation. Under unfinished business, is there a McGinnis train meeting set up?
End of the month,
No.
I
I don't know if they scheduled it, maybe they did.
I'm not aware of one, and
I'm not aware of one either. I'm only aware of the last one.
yeah, I do not know the date if there is one this month.
It's the 4th Thursday of every month.
Mhm.
At 6.
Oh, it is? It
Yeah.
has a regular schedule?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, does anybody remember what happened on the 23rd?
Well, I know that there's a special assessment district that is designated now. I do not know how many parcels is involved in that. And I know that they are going to, I say I know, I think they are going to, I don't know if anybody knows for sure, put a sleeve,
A new plastic pipe. They're gonna,
open it.
well, they're gonna bid it 2 ways. Remember? They were gonna bid it as a plastic sleeve inside the existing concrete that's deteriorating, or trenching it and putting in a new plastic pipe. Just to be sure which way is less money. It didn't sound like the drain commissioner and his technical advisor care which way.
And we're talking the north 800 feet of the drain prior to crossing Kemmer Road.
Right.
Does anybody ever, have they ever marked it? I haven't seen any markings out there yet.
Yes, it's marked on maps. I don't
No,
know
no,
if it's
No,
No,
along the
here.
road as to where they're going to work, I think is what you're talking
Yeah,
about, isn't it?
yeah,
No, no,
No,
because I know it was suggested that he do that, so they know exactly where the drain is.
I think the residents are quite aware of where it is.
I think a couple of them are getting pretty nervous. They're gonna open that ditch.
Probably so.
Right.
But I think they can if they so decide to do that. I'm not an engineer or excavating contractor, but they run sewer lines alongside the road. They can do it if need be.
How soon before those bids are due to go out so that people are aware what their assessment is and how that's going to impact them?
They didn't tell us.
No,
I've asked for a
no.
list of who's involved in this several times. We've never gotten one. I don't know if it's finalized yet or not.
Well, the only other special assessment area that we have in our township is the Bar Lake, and it's new for the residents. And I just want to take this time to say, when there is a special assessment on your tax bill, those monies are collected at the township with your tax bill, but they are dispersed to the entity on the tax bill, being the county in this case, and then paid from the county to where they have to go for that special assessment. So like with Bar Lake, when the money's taken on your tax bill, that money will go to the county treasurer, and he will be the one that will disperse that to the board. The same thing will apply with this assessment. So it's not the township deciding where your money goes by statute. It goes to the county, and then the county disperses it from there. Just wanted to
Then
make
that
clear.
wasn't, that's good because that was a misunderstanding at the Bar Lake Improvement Board.
Yeah, and that's why I thought maybe there was
Yeah.
some misunderstanding of how the process works. And so I wanted to take this time to say that's how it works.
Okay, so we need to check and see if he's anticipating a meeting the last Thursday of this month. I can do that. Anything else on the McGinnis train? When they propose, I'm sorry.
Well, I was gonna say, they are also proposing to fix behind the hospital, that spillway. They were gonna
Well-
build a head wall there. and pull out some of that old concrete that's broken up and
Those are the plans?
undercut, yes.
Because they certainly don't need to put that spillway back in.
They weren't gonna do that. They were gonna go back to where the spillway's still good
Okay.
and build up, wasn't it, John?
I
And
think
build
Rip
some-
wrap type,
He called it a riprap.
wherever it spills
Yeah.
out, it's gonna undermine.
Right. So,
okay. The proposed DOM ordinance, fee split, this was before the board once before, and we
send it back to.
sent it back to the planning commission for a
Planning,
recommendation.
and the planning commission at their April 16th meeting, passed a motion
For the 50/50.
for the 50-50 split, which is
B.
B, yeah.
Is that a motion?
I make that a motion to this board.
Okay.
We split the fee, the amendment fee, the $750 amendment fee stands alone, and the costs be split 50-50, as in example B in our packet. That's what the planning commission recommended to this board,
Okay.
Right.
so.
Then I'll support that motion.
It's been moved and supported that we split the proposed DOM ordinance fee 50-50 with Mr. Dom. Discussion. I think in all fairness to people wondering what this is all about, Mr. Dom came before us with a ordinance.
He asked for an amendment to the zoning ordinance,
Yes.
and we had a couple of housekeeping items that we needed to take care of at the township, so we used the opportunity of the special meeting that, you know, of that request, to pass a couple of amendments that we wanted to at the same time.
So there was other business other than his business involved in these costs.
Right.
And that's why it's split.
And at the planning commission meeting, it was also suggested and recommended to the plan, or amongst the planning commission, that if in fact this was to ever happen again, each individual or the township would paddle his own canoe, so to speak, because what happens here is you can wind up splitting hairs and, well, you had this much attorney time and we had this much attorney time or press time or meetings or, and
So we're not setting a
if it
precedent.
would, right,
Yeah.
if it would have been two separate amendments, we
Two
wouldn't
separate
have
amendments.
to worry about how to split it.
Right.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye.
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 Right.
None opposed? Carried. The West Shore Medical Center Memorandum of Understanding, we've had that before us a couple different times. I've called Tina Miller at West Shore, expressing our desire to have that address just the banquet hall. Like I said, I've tried to reach her a couple times with no response. So I don't know, I'll keep trying, but we're not gonna adopt the memorandum of understanding until we have that language put in there.
Okay.
Anything else under unfinished business? Under new business, we have two people on the planning commission that their term has expired. That would be Jack Denson and Mike Willett. Their terms expired on April 30th. I've talked with both individuals. They both desire to continue to serve. So I would entertain a motion to reappoint Jack Denson and Mike Willett to the Planning Commission for a 3-year term expiring April 30th, 2018.
Can we do them separately, please?
Sure.
I'll make the
Motion
motion.
Go ahead.
I'll make the motion that we reappoint Jack Denson to the planning commission.
I'll second.
It's been moved, supported that Jack Denson be reappointed to the Planning Commission for a 3-year term. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
I'll make a motion to appoint Mike Willett to the planning commission for a 3-year term.
I'll second.
it's been moved, supported that Mike Willett be reappointed to the Planning Commission for a 3-year term expiring April 30th, 2018. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? That's carried.
Please tell them thank you for doing that. I think they both do a really good job.
Now, on the Zoning Board of Appeals, we had two of those appointments expired, one being Jack Denson, who was previously the chair, but still serves as a member, and Jeff McCullough. I spoke with both of those individuals. Both of those individuals have an interest in continuing their seats on the Zoning Board of Appeals.
I'll make a motion to appoint Jack Denson to the Board of Appeals.
These 3-year terms again?
Yes. Is there a second?
Support.
Okay.
I support.
It's been moved and supported that Jack Denson be reappointed to the Zoning Board of Appeals for a 3-year term expiring April 30th, 2018. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed?
I'll make a motion to appoint Jeff McCullough to the ZBA for a 3-year term.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and supported that Jeff McCullough be reappointed to the Zoning Board of Appeals for a 3-year term expiring April 30th, 2018. Any discussion?
I have a discussion.
Okay.
If in fact Jeff is reappointed to the Zoning Appeals Board, and there may be some time that we come into a conflict of interest because of his current position with the city, how do we handle that?
You have an alternate on the Zoning Board of Appeals, right?
We do.
Okay, so we would call the alternate in a case like that?
Yes.
Okay, and who would make the decision if it's a conflict of interest?
Well,
Typically, the individual does, in this case would be Jeff.
Okay.
however, if he did not volunteer,
He can be asked to be.
he can be asked, right, by the chair, or by the board, actually.
Okay. I'm done discussing.
I think I made the, okay, the motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? Okay, we got all the boards filled and we're in good shape now. Hall rental survey, I'm not quite sure what that subject is.
Well, this is one of the busiest times of the year for our hall to be rented with graduations and bridal showers and things like that. And the current township hall is rented a lot throughout the year. And I just thought maybe we could put a survey together for the next couple of years asking the people that rent the hall if there's anything we could be providing over there that we're not, anything to make the hall more useful and user-friendly. Just get some ideas if we wanted to expand in the hall, what we could do to make it a little.
So this is a survey of the renters.
Yes, yes, that will be renting it for the next couple months so that.
And that's something that would be given to them when they fill out the rental form, and then they take it with them, and when they bring the key back, they bring that back?
Yes,
That would work?
That would be the goal.
yeah. And just get some feedback, and, because maybe what I think or you think or somebody else thinks that we need over there might not be at all what people are looking for, maybe. Or maybe they want a lot more than what we're offering, I don't know.
Do you have the wording on the survey in mind, or?
I kinda do, and I can throw that together and get a copy to each of you.
I don't know, is that necessary, or just go ahead and do it?
Yeah, do it. All we're looking for is opinions.
Yeah.
You can bring us a report when you get to the opinions.
All right. Anything else on our new business? If not, you have the current bills in front of you.
I'll make a motion to allow the bills paid as presented and placed on file.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and supported that the bills be paid as presented, placed on file. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? The Manistee County MTA Annual Dinner is May 27th, 2015 at 6:30 p.m. at the Bear Lake United Methodist Church.
Are we making reservations altogether or separately, or?
Actually, if you get them all to me, I'd like to make the reservations by tomorrow or the next day.
Do I understand this correctly, that the Planning Commission and the Zoning Board of Appeals meet, it's a joint meeting?
You are understanding correctly. It is a joint meeting. According to
The
my
reason being-
calendar, they
The
have
reason
one during the
being,
year.
just to keep the ZBA up to speed on
Right.
what's going on with,
Okay.
in the township.
Will those new reappointments have to be sworn in, or do they just go on?
No,
They're not
they'll need to
sworn in.
come be sworn in.
Do they?
I'm just wondering if that was gonna happen at that meeting. They'll be doing that before.
Well, the Manistee Township Planning Commission and the Zoning Board of Appeals have a joint meeting on Thursday, June 4th, 2015, 7 p.m. here at the Township Hall.
That's correct.
The next regular meeting of the Manistee Township Board will be Thursday, June 11th, 2015 at 7:30 here at the Township Hall. And again, the Revenue Sharing Board meeting is on Monday, June 1st and not June 8th. Any other public comment? Yes, ma'am.
Not really comment, but I'm just gonna do this. Bar Lake Association, we are just concerned homeowners about Bar Lake. We have a website up and running. We're gonna have a picnic on the 27th of June. And mark your calendars, and we welcome members that are interested in the lake. You don't have to be a homeowner on the lake. And we do have minimal dues fee of $15, but we also will have honorary members. So if any of you would like to come as township officials or join our association, we would certainly welcome you.
Where will this be held?
It's going to be held at the home of Jim
My house.
Snowing, which is the newest house on the lake, right on Lake Shore Road. So
3271 Lakeshore Road.
yeah, and it will be posted on our website. Our website is www.barlakeassociation.org. So we would invite you to come and talk with us and whatever.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
The Bar Lake Improvement Board meets June 1st here at the hall at 7 p.m.
Okay.
Monday, June 1st.
On this side?
We'll be done on that side, but
Oh, it's like 5 o'clock right there.
that's at 7 p.m.
That's right, isn't it, Sarah?
The picnic?
No,
Oh, yeah,
Bar Lake meeting.
Yeah.
Our lake improvement is at 7,
7 p.m. on June 1st.
not 6 o'clock, it's at 7.
Correct.
Okay.
Anyone else? Not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
It's been moved and supported. We adjourn. All in favor? Aye. None opposed? Thank you very much.